Hello all, it's another Monday. Sorry I didn't do a video last week, but it was literally just getting the caravan ready to go away, then going away. So there wasn't really much going on. The only issue I had was Thursday before I went away. I thought I'd check all the fluids on the P38. It needed a top up of oil. But then I thought, do you know what? I've had it 3.5 years. I've never serviced it. Bit of a busman's holiday, I suppose, once you do stuff on everything else. But anyway, so I thought I'd service it. So Thursday afternoon, the night I was going away, I thought I'll quickly do an oil change, a bit of a service, etc. So got the oil filter, air filter, done all that. No point showing you. I didn't really have the time. And also, you know, there's plenty of people already doing that on eBay, on YouTube, and none of you are stupid. So oil change. Oil filter changed, air filter changed, and I thought I'd just check the auxiliary belt. And when I reached down to the auxiliary belt, I couldn't feel a fan. Now, most recently, I've been having trouble getting uphill. Well, not trouble getting up, but it's getting warm as it's going uphill. Not overheating warm, but, you know, the needle is really climbing up. So it turns out my fan didn't have any fins on it. I'll insert a picture here. So you can see that's probably why it's not cooling. Luckily I have one on the shelf, so I've quickly changed that. And it's now Monday and I'm home and I've just checked and the fan's got all its fins still. So whether they just broke down with fatigue or something got in there, I don't know. But anyway, that's fixed. I had no towing issues this weekend just gone and it was absolutely roasting. So I'm sure that's done the job. But as I left on Thursday evening, got half a mile down the road and the brakes started grinding. So quickly got on the phone to the factors, ordered the pads. I knew I already had discs here because mine had a little wobble when you braked. I think they were slightly warped. So I'd already got the discs in. New secondhand, like drilled and grooved ones. They were on my friend's car for like about 1,000 miles and he changed car or broke the car, I can't remember. But anyway, I got the discs. So, yeah, so I ordered the pads, and by the time I'd got the wheels off, the pads were at the workshop from the factors. And I'll insert a picture here. And as you can see, all it was one pad. One pad had gone down to nothing, killed the disc. All the rest of the pads are fine, but one of the sliders was seized. So it was obviously only working on one pad pretty much. And now the brakes are pretty phenomenal. I always thought the brakes were a bit naff. And now they're pretty good. So yeah, so it must have just been using one pad on the front because all the others aren't far off new. But anyway, that's all fixed. Weekend went away. Job's a good one. So this week, let's show you what we're doing. Right, so there's me discs drilled, well not drilled and grooved, but doppled and grooved, whatever. And then we have a fan. I haven't put the cowling back on yet because I just wanted to make sure that the fan weren't hitting anything or wobbling and therefore causing the blades to fail. But I need to get this in anyway and do a axle and gearbox service because the gearbox is not shifting 100%. So yeah, it probably needs a gearbox service. So we need to get that in. I think we've got some pinion seals gone on the diffs as well. So again, it needs to come in, have a good go over. Probably need some UJs, etc, etc. So right, today I've got to put the caravan away because obviously it's now home. I need to get, hang on, I need to get the trailer out and put my caravan in that spot and bring the trailer forward. I've got a guy maybe interested in a couple of windows from that one, so I need to check those windows. And then what we might be doing is, no one has said they wanted it complete, so I'm probably going to take it down the skip yard. They've given me a price to rip the body off and leave me with a chassis, so at least then I can sell the galvanised rolling chassis. We also need to get this in the workshop because the bonnet is going off for paint this week, so that needs to be done. What else have we got to do? A box from MiniSpares has arrived, so we've got a few odds and sods to get back on with that, so we can get them bits buttoned up. My brake pads, my wheel spacers, brake pad pins have come for the MGF, so we can get that rolling. Need to order a battery, and then this can go for an MOT. Over the weekend, I picked up a couple of bits I was missing for the Defender. So the tank cradle for the new TD5 tank and the proper headlining. So we've got that. And next week, which will be, I don't even know what the date is today, the 9th, 10th, 11th. So sort of 17th, Monday week, something around there. I need to start bringing this in over and getting the body off, because the chassis should be arriving late September. So I want to get it in a position where it's ready so I can bring the chassis in and start swapping stuff over. I've got a load of bits out of the caravan that I've got to put back in, because obviously I moved all that out for travelling that I don't need at the moment. And then, yeah. So a few bits to get on with. Let's make a start. Right, so to get it painted, I've got to strip it. So I've got to take the headlights out. Obviously all the under bonnet thing, the grille, that headlight. Obviously get all the wiring loom off, etc., and the vent out. So I'm just going to crack on with that now. The lights are held on with bolts, nuts shall I say, all round it. Not that you can see there, but they are. And obviously these are just all screwed on. So we'll level that off. Right, so the MGF isn't starting. And as you've seen there, I've done a few tests and I'm getting power on crank to the fuel pump, but there's no fuel coming out. So I'm guessing the fuel pump has got stuck or whatever because it's been sat for so long. So I'm going to quickly whip this out and see if we can either swap it with one we've got on the shelf that hopefully work, or if we can bench test it and make sure that it does something. So obviously I've got the roof back with the clips. Move the centre speaker or the rear speakers that bolt over the top, and then undone the plate to get to the fuel pump. So now it's just a matter of disconnecting things and pulling it out. That lock ring has got to be tapped round, and then it will release the whole thing out. So I've got to do that now. Right, I've got the pump out and I've got it on here for testing. So this is positive, the first pin with the round end, and then it's negative next to it. So I've got negative on that pin, positive on this one, and no pump. So let's go and get one off the shelf. Right, got several out. The first one didn't work. Try the next one. There we go. Right, so we'll stick this one in. We'll test the others, but we'll stick this one back in. Right, let's give it a go. New pump's in. Oh, there we go. Surprise, surprise. If it doesn't get fuel, it's not going to run, is it? There we go. Right, I've got to put it back together again now. Right, well, now the MGF's running, I can get that on the lift and make a start on the spacers and brakes, etc. I've just got to remember there's no brakes when I take it outside. And I also got the front arch on this Mini now that Tom's welded it up. So we need to get the little Mini out, the bigger Mini out, bring the MGF onto the lift, get the lift up in the air and get both the Minis back in. So I'm going to crack on with that. Morning. Well, it is Wednesday. The last clip is getting all the cars in Monday night, making a bit of room and getting them in. Yesterday, Tuesday, was Bridge Classic Cars and Coffee morning, so we went over there. So it's now Wednesday, so back on. So today, I noticed when I edited the videos that I took on Monday, I didn't actually show the Mini stripped. So there it is stripped. The bits are in the paint shop as we speak.
Today is MGF. Well, this morning is anyway. Get the spacers on, get the pads in, the new pins, get the brakes bled, get a new battery in, and then I think it can come out and it's ready for an MOT. This tyre on this, that one there, does go down, so that needs to really go off and have a puncture repair or resealed. There was a stone in the bead which when it was flat I managed to pull out, so I'm wondering whether it just needs resealing. So that's got to be done, but first off let's get the wheel spacers and the brakes on.
And I forgot the retainer plate, so I had to pop one pin back out and put the retainer plate back in, but we're there, so let's get the wheel bolted on. Right, well we've gone out, turned it round. Brakes are fine, obviously haven't been very far yet, but I'm sure they'll be okay. The coating is starting to come off, not that you can see, so that's all right. I do need to pump the suspension up though, because it is a tad low. So I will get on with that. I need to measure, I think it's 358 mil it needs to be from wing lip to centre cap, but I'm just going to double check that because it's been a while since I've done one. So let's have a look. Right, centre of the wheel to the lip. We're at 310-ish, 310-ish. So yes, we need to go up by quite a lot. Now I have shown this before, I've done a video on it, but first job is to take off the plastic cover, and then you've got your Schrader valves there. So all we've got to do is connect up the pump, fill it with water, fill it with the hydro fluid down there, and then pump it in. Right, it does look like a bit like an off-roader now, but it's only at 360 and it's supposed to be 368. So I'll run it around like that for a bit, just to see how it is. Maybe we'll drop it down a touch, maybe to 350 or something, but we'll see how it goes with that for a little while. Now, I need to get on with the Mini. So we need to get the MGF back outside, and then we'll open this big box from MiniSpares. Right, so we've got door seal, we've got carpet mats, we've got a nut. I think we're going to need that for the bonnet catch. I'm sure that's what that one's for. That's for the wiper motor. 2 washer jets. Leave them in there so they don't blow away. There's the bonnet pin and spring and little washer. Petrol cap. Pedal rubber. Floor grommets. Mirror mount. And, oh, they might be the floor grommets. I can't remember what the other grommets are for, but I'm sure I'll find them. Right, let's get some of these bits fitted. Oh, these two are relays for the hazards and the indicators. Mine work, but they're a bit old and a bit sticky, so we'll put some new ones in. Right, let's make a start. Right, them odd 2 washers, or grommets, sorry, are for the slam panel. No, scuttle panel. That's those bits done. Right, a couple more bits done. I've put the heat shrink around the fuel pipes because I think they're very, very close to the manifold and it's a bit scary, so anything I can do can help. Bonnet pin is on, and my neighbour had a spring that fits the catch perfectly. So, hang on, let me just get the thing out of the way. There we go, the bonnet's down. Pull it. And it pops, perfect. Right, now I can put the grill back on. Well, it's got something shiny on the car, the fuel cap. Only issue is, the one that was in there, the fins have come off. So, they're stuck in the tank now. Joy. Right, that's the pedal rubber on. Holes I've got the bungs for. So let's put the bungs in and then we can put the mats in. I haven't got any carpet for this yet, so the mats will have to do for the time being. Right, well, all the bits it needed to sort of make it ready to go on the road there. Question is, do I take it home? Right, so it's now Thursday morning. Just picked the paint parts up from paint. So the front bumper's been painted and the bonnet has been painted in and out. So I think this should make it a lot more sellable. So let's start refitting up everything. Right, so here it is all fitted up. You saw the pictures, but it's now fitted up. It's a very good colour match. So now it's going to go on eBay and see if I can get rid of the thing. Anyway, next. I've also been and picked up the final piece, is the airbox I was missing, but I haven't got the bloody bolts, so I've had to order them. So my plan to take it out today has been squashed. And another job for today. The brakes on this was still binding. As it turns out, when I've stripped it down and had a look, these plates that the pads slide on were absolutely completely covered in crap. So I've had the caliper back off, I've cleaned them all up, and now the pads fall in and out. So hopefully they will release and slide back a touch once the brakes are off. I've got to do the other side as well. And also I've got one sticking on the back, so I've got to strip that one down as well. Never ending. Right, we're all back together. Actually, it's free now, doesn't seize on. And I said about the back one being seized on. It doesn't move. Because it's up against the ramp. That is free, I'm sure it is. So yes, so that's a success at the moment. I've bled them back up, so I suppose we'll have to have a drive and see if that's sorted it. The other tyre did go down again, so that's gone off to be repaired, sealed, whatever it needs. So that's it for Friday afternoon. We're done for another week. So thanks for watching, guys. like, subscribe and share, and we'll see you next week in another video. Hopefully I'm going to make a start on the Defender. Have a good one, guys.